Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Love Island Cast Australia. I am Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Great to speak to you again. And this is a special crossover episode. We're actually crossing over with Australian Douchebag of the Year. Now, there's only one nominee, though. There's only one nominee. Who's our nominee, Chris?
Dave, do we have to say his name again? Owen. Oh my God, what is going on?
What a slimy, sleazy fucker he is. I mean, just the way he's going across to Matt, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I shot it down straight away because I saw you had a good connection. I did it for you." There is nothing that he does for anyone other than himself, and before tonight's episode, I was thinking to myself, you know, we've got to change the record a little bit. We can't beat up on Owen every single episode, but it's just so hard to not talk about him.
Oh, he was so insincere. You're so right. I mean, he hugged Jordan. He was obviously upset, and you could see this fucking smugness on his face as if to say, I've got another one here. I've caught another one. And I just thinking to this Jordan, like, are you fucking stupid? You must have seen the show before you come in. And also, Dave, I put the question out there yesterday dinner and said, any of our listeners, I'm happy to be called out. Is it Chris being a bit of a bell end? You know, obviously you were trying to be a bit middle of the ground, but you actually ended up being more on my side. And we actually received an email. And obviously this is only one person's opinion, but I wanted to read it out because I think it's great. And it's from Eoghan in Israel. And we want to thank him because, as he says, he's our number one and only fan in Israel. So let's spread the word, Eoghan. I hope I said your name correctly, by the way. And he simply says, the email's titled Owen, or however you write his name. And the first line is in capitals, what a wanker. He said, no, he's not talking about me, Dave. Let's get that right. Plenty of people have called me a wanker, but he's not. He's put, you're not alone in this one, guys. Most hated person on Love Island ever. Waiting for him to get what's coming to him, and he's going to get it at some point. With all that being said, his behaviour and his ego are caused by the attention he keeps getting since getting there from the original girls. They made him the smug douchebag that he is. Thanks for the lovely podcast. Super entertaining and fun as hell. Keep it up, Eoghan. So, at least we're not the only ones, Dave. But, it's just getting worse. I agree. It was so fucking smug. And then at the end, the speech he gave when Jesse was there was just, he's fucking hell. I wanted to be sick. I'm like, you are turning into an absolute prick in front of my eyes.
Turning?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to be a bit less critical.
No, I'm not sure as well if it's just the girls, the OG girls. I think he's come in with that attitude. I think he's like that on the outside as well. I think he's just utterly distasteful. And you know what he was doing there with Jessie? He was basically turning it around and making it all about her. That little speech, he was basically saying, well, Jessie told me, you know, she was going to seek other options. So, you know, off I went kind of thing. And, you know, then he sort of makes out that, you know, he's only ever had eyes for Jordan. And kind of Isabel and Matt sort of look at each other like, you know, what the fuck? Yeah. He's just so smug. But I think Isabel had him down. You know, she seems a bit more worldly wise kind of thing. She was saying that, you know, Owen does have that ruggedness, that sex appeal, but, you know, there's not a lot more beyond that. Whereas Jordan spent all her time with Matt, but she doesn't have that attraction with him that she does with Owen. But she's not really spent that much time with Owen. So I can only think that she's going to come to the same conclusion after a while. You know, I don't know if the middle ground is maybe, you know, bang Owen and get Matt to sit in the bed next to you telling you a few jokes. But surely, Matt winds me up as well that he just can't see it. He's like, you know, oh, my best mate, you know, oh, woe is me. He's just fucked you over good and proper. Why are you still talking like he's your best mate?
Exactly. I don't think the twins like him, Dave. Luke and Josh do not like him.
I think them and Adam can see through him.
Adam said it, didn't he? He said, "I'm gunning for you, mate." You know, like
Yeah.
that. That was a bit better. I thought was the accent.
Do you reckon?
Well, he did say though, didn't he? He said like, you know, they weren't buying it. He wasn't buying it at all. He's like, you know, and Adam, to be fair, he calls it as he sees it. And Owen, he's a fucking game player 101, absolute dickhead.
I didn't really. So I heard that comment when he said, "I'm gunning for you," which is a bit of an aggressive comment, but it was said in such a casual way, and no one really said much after that, did they? It was
No,
still quite a light atmosphere. So I didn't. I was thinking, is this a lingo thing? You know, does gunning for you mean something else? I don't know. I was a bit confused by that statement.
yeah, well, to be fair, I took it the other way that he knows he's fucking taking the piss, basically playing a game, but it
Yeah,
can be perceived the other way, as you just said, Dave. But yeah, no time for the guy. He needs to be, at some point, he's going to get found out. And I think what was quite nice was you had Cartier and Adam. Obviously, she was worried about him. She said, I think 99% he'll, you know, get me. He did. And then he had a couple of shocks, but fucking hell, Dave. Talk about Luke dropping one with Cassie. You know, Cassie's there absolutely made up that he's coming. He's like, I don't believe it. You know, he comes out and then he's like, well, oh yeah, it's only up to this afternoon, really. Isabel, right over there. I was sort of into it. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go and all this. It's just like, oh dear. Because I've got to say though, Matt, as you mentioned about Matt, he was a snidey one because he just picked Isabel because he knew he was knackered. Jordan had gone with him. He's not got a partner now because Vanessa's gone. And he just comes out with it and he went, oh, and he was dead smug on the VT thing. He went, oh, yeah, and she's pretty. And I'm like, oh, you dick. You know what I mean? She's going to
but
see through that.
I thought I was a bit out of order. I mean, that old angel there was putting her heart right out there, and he's just like, yeah, I'd probably pick Jordan first, Isabel second, and she's like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit out of order. It's just such a casual way, but I do have a bit of a problem with this. You know, when we've seen the previous seasons, you know, you've had a bunch of girls go in and meet with the OG boys. You've had a bunch of boys go in and meet with the OG girls, and then that really shakes it all up. For me, it seems off that they just hand all the power to the boys, and essentially Matt, you know, seemed to get first pick, so he just went with whoever he fancied.
Yeah, it's weird, Dave. Very weird. And nothing was questioned by it. To me, I'd said it when he did it with Vanessa, and he was just like, Vanessa, who I think, to be fair, probably give her a bit of a rough ride having seen him now, because he just seems to go from one person to the other, doesn't he? He doesn't seem to have any. He has an emotion when he's with him, and he was dead upset about Jordan getting with Owen, but they've not done anything anyway. Matt and her haven't done anything, so I don't know. He's a very, very strange lad. He wears his
Yeah.
heart on his sleeve, if anything else. Really strange.
Like I say though, it's kind of emotional immaturity, isn't it? It's like when you're 14 or something, and then, like say, you go out with someone for 2 days, and then you break up, and then it's the end of your life. He seems a bit like that, but he's probably done Josh a bit of a favour, or at least it seems to be a little bit of a favour. Although, to be honest, I don't think Cassie's gonna forget that anytime
Oh,
soon.
no.
And so, you know, it's a good job Vanessa isn't still in there, because she'd have been giving her all ideas about how she can, she can get her own back, like stick cockroaches in his cereal or something. But
Yeah.
I think, you know, to be honest, I was kind of rooting for Josh and Isabel. To be honest, I think they work together better. I think Josh, you know, he seems quite loyal, and you know, you saw him in the diary room. He's like, I'm thinking this way, and you know, if Cassie was behaving this way, then I'd choose her. Well, what you're essentially saying is, if I put the personality of the person who I'm with right now into the person that I wasn't really moving forward with before, then I'd like them. I didn't get that at all.
No, no, I didn't.
What do you mean? You mean if she acted like she wasn't herself, then you might be into her a bit more? I think that was weird. So essentially, I think Matt took that decision out of his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. And at the end, Dave, we get like the bomb squad coming. Jesse's on her own. The one thing I would question is, obviously Cynthia's with Gerard. Gerard comes in and it's nice. She's like dead up happy, and he just says, well, I want to pursue with Jesse. And I was like, Cynthia was all right, and obviously Sophie went, "Oh, you're a rare breed, mate. You pleased two women." And I thought it was a bit disrespectful to Cynthia, but he had to play his joker there because he knew what was coming.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I thought he played a blinder there, because they were together initially, weren't they? And they are a friendship couple. Now we've not seen it, but it sounds like from what Cynthia was saying, they've had this conversation that they'll stick together as this friendship couple. But obviously that always puts both of you at risk, that someone's going to come in and you're going to connect with them and then you're left on your Todd. But, so I thought that was okay to say that. It's not as if, like they were together as a proper couple and then he stayed with her and then said the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but Cynthia was getting a bit wound up before the whole recoupling thing, wasn't she?
Yeah, she wasn't having it at all. And we get Aaron coming at the end, who's some soldier. We just get a quick glimpse of his face. Obviously, quite a good-looking lad. And they bring the bomb squad back with Jesse, and we've got 4, and he's got to pick 2 girls. Now, the way they led into it is it sounded like Jesse possibly could go. Now, I'm not sure, but he's got to make a very, very quick decision there, Dave, hasn't he, out of the 4 girls, which 2 he thinks he could possibly get with. So I'm interested to see how that one goes tomorrow, because that could be a fucking shit show of the highest order.
Yeah, and Justin, message for Aaron. It's the 90s. They want their hair back.
Very good, Dave.
What is that?
Backstreet Boys. Yeah, it's Aaron Carter or Nick Carter, whatever they call him.
I don't know. No, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I mean, I really rooting. I think I said initially after they had that kiss that Gerard and Jesse, think twice, Jesse or Cassie? Jesse, when they had that kiss, and I thought they looked together as a couple a lot better than Jesse and Owen, or anyone and Owen, to be honest. So I'm rooting for them, but it'll be a shame if she gets voted out, because really, I mean, if you're Aaron coming in and they seem to be able to watch the shows, up until the point they go in, he's got to be thinking, well, if I keep her in, then she's going to go straight to Gerard and pursue that. Whereas these 3 other girls, are open. They've had a few days with the lads. They haven't coupled up with anyone. So surely on a pure numbers game, you're going to go with the 3 bomb squad girls, aren't you?
Yeah. You think so, Dave?
Yeah, unless he does take a fancy to Jessie. I mean, she is a lovely looking lady. And he just fancies, well, her head might be with Gerard right now, but I can turn that around.
Yeah, he could do as well. He could do. I like the way they stop it dead, so we don't actually know. So it gets you to tune in again, Dave. They're not daft with this, the way they lead it on and off.
I think they do that a lot more on the UK one, because I noticed that in the American Love Island and the Australian one, they seem to give you a conclusion on the night, and I quite like that. I hate this, let's just stretch it out to tomorrow, because I'm going to watch it tomorrow anyway.
You've got no choice.
Closure.
I won't let you not watch it, Dave. You know that.
I know.
Now, if you want to get in contact with the show, guys, at Love Island Cast on Twitter. If you want to email the show like Yaron, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. And also, please get onto your podcast catching app and just drop us a review out there. It just helps us grow and gets us out there to more people. And if you've got a lot of friends who are into Love Island, point them in our direction. We need and love more viewers, don't we, Dave?
We do indeed. Well, I'd like to thank the listeners of our crossover episode, Australian Douchebag of the Year, and congratulate Owen on his victory there. And there's unlikely to be any surprises when we announce our winner for the next competition, Twat in the Hat.